All right, so up here we have okra, melons, that Hubbard squash, Tulsi basil, some random flowers, and my hibiscus roselle. Let's go take a look. Once again, these moon and stars watermelons are just so pretty. I've got some chamomile on each corner coming into flower. This is or will be a cupcake cosmos. That is a moon and stars watermelon. Tulsi basil. The melons love it up here. I'm so excited about it. There's another little one. See, this is already bigger than anything that I got last year. And this one is like coming on to be like a real watermelon sized watermelon. And the okra. Here. Check it out. About time to pick that one. This okra, there's one here that's like taller than I am. Let's come around the back. Look at that. So this has been a really good spot up front for these hot loving plants. Here's the hibiscus. This is what you make red zinger tea with. Come along the back and show you the okra. These are Star of David. These are Red Hill Country. Another hibiscus. I've got 3 in this bed. One on the corner of that other bed, one on each corner here, and one in the middle. And then one more of the corner of that bed. Look at that. These are the Clemson spineless. Look at that. That is a muskmelon. It's hard to tell which melons to attach to which plants. There's so many vines everywhere. But look at all of those. Ants are farming some aphids, it looks like. It's okay, won't bother too much. So here's my other Hubbard. Looks like we've got a Hubbard. Now mostly I put these in because they're supposed to be a really good trap crop for like squash bugs and vine borers. I haven't had any trouble up here. I have had trouble down there with the pumpkins, but these are doing pretty well. Pretty exciting. These are Fizzy Cosmos, I think. Look how pretty that is. Not for tea, these. Just for pretty. And the Tulsi. Gosh, there's melons everywhere. Look at that cantaloupe. Ah! The leaf across from the vine is still pretty green. These don't have any tendrils like watermelons do. I don't think it's quite ready yet. And I put some chamomile, this is German chamomile, on each corner. I put it in pretty late, so it'll give me a late harvest versus the ones in the vegetable garden. Look at that. There's one back here that has your usual watermelon stripe. Look at that. I don't know if you guys remember my 2 watermelons that I got last year. I'm gonna do better than that this year. And the red clover. Here's some chamomile. I'll go ahead and harvest these while I'm standing here. I know. I have to come back for the Oh, great. Anyway, but get them picked. Look at this thing. That is a Prescott. Look at this. I don't even think I showed you this one. Look at that. Ah! Front yard bed. All right, let's talk street front. You can see my hedge of buttonbush is coming along. They're certainly getting bigger, fuller. I'm excited. My hedge of false blue indigo is lagging. The bone set's nice. Calico aster. Sneezeweed. I'm excited about this one. Look how pretty they are. Autumn Helen. That's what I'm going to call it instead of sneezeweed. Helenium autumnal, maybe? However you pronounce the Latin. Look at the color on those seed pods. This is Penstemon digitalis on the sunny side. On this side they're green. Look at that. False blue indigo. This is Allegheny monkey flower. Most of the flowers here are done. The buttons of the button bush. Now seed heads. First year that it's flowered. First year. Lots of grass that I need to deal with. Like, I'm pretty sure there are plants under here. Look at this Plantago plantain. Look at this. We do have a native species of plantain, Plantago. One of the easiest ways to tell is if it's purple at its base. The other way to tell is the shape of the seed heads. Weeds, aka Lectuca cereola, maybe? Oh, here's an Allegheny monkey flower in bloom. Oh, there's cool stripes. All right, let's see. Button bush, button bush. False blue indigo. This is a grape. Look. That is my native hibiscus. First aster. Another Allegheny monkey flower. Some golden Alexander amongst the grass. Lots of flopped. Lots of flopped plants. This one is a tall coreopsis, which is now going to bloom down here on the street. You can see how tall it would be if it stood upright. Wrinkle leaf goldenrod coming in nicely. It's a nice stand of it there. So when it flops over, they just start to grow shoots sideways. Isn't that fun? These are what's left of the lavender bee balm. This is the tick seed from the showy tick trefoil. Remember, it had those really pink flowers on it. Very pretty. Some more. We've got some spent blooms of the bee balm. So clearly I need to put in some good goldenrod to help it stay up. Oh, look! We have a tussock moth on our milkweed. It's not just monarchs that use milkweed as hosts. Aw, cute little fuzzy tussock moths. They look like little carpets. We got some wild senna. Butterfly weed. Picanthamum virginiana, that's Virginia mountain mint, also flopped. I did have a limb come down. It pushed a lot of these things over. Giant purple hyssop, or agastache. Spent blooms of the spotted bee balm. Seed heads of the dotted St. John's wort. Purple coneflower. Elderberry. Fleabane. Goldenrod. I think this is a scented goldenrod, or yeah, I think this is scented goldenrod. Another calico aster. Another penstemon seed head. And another wild senna. Lots of space. Let's see, a couple things down here. That's a Carolina crane's bill. Those have been eaten to sticks. That is a butterfly weed. I think there's another one like up in here somewhere. A stand of, pretty sure that's Canada goldenrod. More spotted bee balm. Steeple bush. New England aster. Oh, look at this. Smooth aster. I just love the smooth aster. It has been one of my favorites down here. Look at it. Look how pretty. What a great color. And the leaves. Look. And the shape of it, it's just lovely. I really enjoy it. gonna be so nice when this all fills in. There's a good fresh bloom of the spotted bee balm. Just imagine when that all gets filled in. A spotted bee balm next to the smooth aster. Ooh. I think this is lamb's quarters. Hanging out. Threadleaf coreopsis. Grassleaf goldenrod. Oh, look at those sprays. Look at the buds. That's so cool. I think the New England aster has a bloom. I might have to get it around the other side. There we go. There. It's gonna be a nice show. Okay, what else? The yarrow I put in is coming in. Lots of grass here. You can barely see the cactus for all the grass. You can see where I weeded the grass pretty well last year and where I didn't. I got to take care of that. I'm working on that. Sweet fern. Oh, look. Oh, that's such a pretty one. Look. And on a milkweed, a tussock. Little fuzzy shag carpets. And there's the flowers of the butterfly weed. Really nice. Eastern prickly pear cactus. Okay. That is, or was, I should say, the spiderwort. It has gone by the wayside. Come up here a little bit. Cutleaf coreopsis. Catching the sunlight. And I love its seed pods too. Look at those. So cool, huh? Alright, let's see. What's back here I can show you? Perforated St. John's wort. This is the excuse me. This is the non-native species. Volunteered itself here. Blazing star, New England blazing star, I think. The Solomon seal I still need to move. And weeding and weeding. Just love that. Look. My giant juniper shrub. I haven't talked about this thing too much. Doesn't have any seed heads on it at present. Maybe I'll talk about it a little bit in another video. The West Triangle, West Street front. So we have our cypress shrubs. Still need to get a couple more to fill in the ones that died many years ago. But these, if I'm not mistaken, are a native grass. So let's check those out first. Really pretty. Red in the stems. Love it. This is the prairie thistle and some butterfly weed. This will be covered in orange flowers next year. And I planted some fireweed in there, but I don't see any of it. Let me tell you a little story about labeling your seeds. I thought that these seeds, when I planted them, were going to be common milkweed. Turns out they are not. They were some butterfly weed seeds that I collected, which is fine because I like butterfly weed too. I would have put those a little bit more towards the front if I had remembered, but so it is. Common milkweed seeds are easy enough. My cypresses. Yeah, I don't talk too much about these cypresses either. Gotta do a video on that. Ooh. I think that might be one of the, I don't know, it doesn't look very goldenroddy. No, that's a plantain, I think. I don't know. That's definitely where I put the goldenrod. All right, we'll see. We'll see as it grows. Showy goldenrod. That's what I'm talking about. All right. I think we'll go back to the top and end up down here at this corner so that we're not walking into the sun. Okay? All right. Okay, here we are at the top of the orchard. Just a brief moment over here. Our Japanese maple is coming along. Getting tall. Lots of branching. Over there is a sugar maple. And these are the brambles, the black raspberry brambles. Lots of space to do something with. Okay, and the 4 trees at the top, 2 apples and 2 hazelnuts. I'm looking down towards the west triangle over there and the crab tree. That's where we'll head. Let's take a look at these first. Okay, this is the Cassina filbert. Looking good, filling out. Gosh, the leaves are so fuzzy. Oak tree, I think. Volunteer. This is the Lewis filbert hazelnut. So fuzzy. And it's definitely part of the ecosystem. Gall apple. The apples have cedar apple rust. Give me a comment if you know what to do about that. There's no way I can get rid of all the cedars and junipers within a mile, so we'll figure that out. Look how tall it is though. It just keeps going. Myra Fiji. You can see it has cedar apple rust too. This is a dwarf size. It is a new day and it was lightly foggy this morning. I wanted to try to get out here and film the orchard in the fog, but the fog is quickly dissipating, so here we are. We have our 4 trees up here. I have my wellies on. And we are going to wander through the overgrown area right in here. And walk the quote-unquote path. There's the crab apple. Brilliant as always. And our lovely Norway spruce. And a mess. Seriously. All right. There is a path that's supposed to go through here. Clearly, I have not mown in a while. So I'm going to pick through this a little bit carefully. Oh, it's not too bad. I love how the sedge looks underneath the crab apple. Look at it. Falls over so nicely. Yeah, that's a black cherry. Lots of little black cherry saplings this year. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? Those are my neighbor's chairs. I think that's just so sweet. And this here is sedge too. It's pretty, right? The apples have begun to fall from this apple tree. Can you see those? It's been a bumper year for these apples. The Canada Mayflower has receded somewhat, giving way to the now taller sedge. Here we are under the canopy. Our orchard out in front of us. I think it's nice under here. Now, I have planted some other plants in and among here in the shade garden. I wonder if I can find any sort of marked where they were. Let's look. There's also poison ivy around, which I didn't necessarily mark. Ah, yes. I think that's white snake root. Picanthamum tenufolium. One of the mountain mitts. All right, let's walk back up and continue following our path. I do need to come through here and mow, but also I know there's a poison ivy, and I like to pull that before I mow. Anyway. Not a lot of apples forming up. May not be a very good harvest this year. Where'd that one? Where's that one? There it is. There's one. I got one. Has some rust on it. Big year for rust. Oh, so pretty. As we step out from underneath the canopy, we walk out into our orchard. We have a plum tree first. This is a standard size plum. Santa Rosa. See it put on a lot of growth. Here's the top where it came when we planted it. It's coming on nicely. It also came with sunflower. Rogue sunflower. Pretty sure a deer ate that. Gotta get these trees wrapped. This right here is a good spot for 2 more cherry trees. I want to put, I don't know, one right here maybe, and one over here. The path kind of goes between them. Those will be smaller. I think I'll get the dwarf size for those. I'm gonna come to a peach. Which peach is this? This is a Red Haven peach. So it's yellow fleshed. Semi-dwarf, I believe. This is a pear. This is the, let's see, is it a Bartlett or an Anjou? Anjou. Good growth on it, huh? There's the top. Some nice growth. So that's the Bartlett pear. This is our Saturn peach. There's the top. Nice branching. Oh, yes. Look at these sad pumpkins. Do you see those? Let me go up here. Hold on. So, not a lot of winter squash or pumpkins this year. You may remember from a previous video that these were had just filled this area. But borers got most of them. I'm pretty sure this is powdery mildew damage. There are like no fruits on them whatsoever, so there weren't a lot of female flowers. I kept watching for the female flowers, but not so many. One more thing down here. I love watching this butterfly weed. Volunteer butterfly weed. This one's probably vine borers. Got this one. Let's see. Yep, look at that. I'm gonna have to pull that up. When I see tips like this, but no leaves, that's probably powdery mildew. But when the whole thing just looks brown and dead, it's probably vine borers. Could be that the deer are just eating all the burgeoning fruit. Anyway, planting down here is definitely an experiment. It's not looking too shabby. All right, here's the Bartlett. Here's the top of the Bartlett. And you can see it's got really nice growth. We just planted these like 3 months ago. And here's the other plum. This is it's a Shiro plum. You see there's the cut. And we've come back down here to the west street front, which is chaos, as I've talked about before. When I filmed before, I wasn't sure which one this was. This is the alba. This is Lobelia alba. White lobelia. Which is a color variation, I think, of the great blue lobelia. So here I am standing next to the beauty of the Joe Pye weed. Anyway, I wanted to wish you a happy August. I finally got this tour done. It took days and days. Well, the wonderful thing about August is that everything is chaos anyway. Even if you keep up with it, everything's just grown so much by this point. And here where we are, it is actually starting to feel a lot like fall. So we get the nice end to the growing season coming. And you can see that here in the Joe Pye. Thanks for watching.